which the limit by the jawatan al-sekitar is 50 mg per nanometer cube. Kalau kita tidak pakai electrostatic, maka the particulate will be more than 50 gram per nanometer cube. Dan this is a permanent feature electrostatic precipitator dalam power plant kita. Itu langkah mitigasi kita. Supaya dengan aqueous discharge, untuk meet the Malaysian schedule waste discharge, kita adakan wastewater treatment plant dalam kita punya logi jana kuasa kita. And these are proven technology and equipment yang telah dipakai di Manjung, di Tanjung Pin dan juga di Timah. Itulah, these are the mitigation measures. Dan supaya juga the environmental monitoring program juga terdapat. Now of course we do not go into detail yet, okay? Because kita dah pamerkan dalam kita di IA report kita. Sekian, terima kasih.
Afternoon everyone. I came here with 3 questions, but now there's a lot more questions that have arisen. Firstly, to talk about what the
Excuse me, can you introduce your name?
Lanesh from WWF. And the first speaker mentioned that 25 years of experience in West Malaysia. We have to remember, Sabah, this will be the first, and we've already had a previous bad mining experience in Sabah. That's why we are being precautious. Okay. For the second speaker, the whole DEIA does not mention anything about a low NOx burner. That's one of the things. When we talk about particulates, you're talking about PM10. PM2.5 is totally not mentioned at all. This is within the DEIA. I go back to my 3 questions. My first question is, the source of coal. We were told that it comes from a very reliable source, but there's no mention of where the mine is, what's the mine's name, who are the company dealing with this. So we would like to know those information so that we can do our checkups as well before we enter the panel discussion. Second, by taking an analogy, we are talking about DOE standards. DOE standards for palm oil mills is 100 BOD in West Malaysia. For Sabah, there's a stricter measurement of 20 now. We don't see that. For West Malaysia, the DOE standards are, it may be used, it's as good as international levels, yes, but Sabah, once again, we need to be precautionary and we need to have more stricter standards. And my final question, it's regarding the tender that was mentioned in, the tender document that was given out in 2006 clearly indicated that there was a 60-40%, 40% for Sabah. When the contract was given in 2007, Sabah only got 20%. So just wondering, Sabah lost out 20% there somewhere. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I think the first and the third question should be to Encik China. First question about the experience, right. First time in Sabah, but maybe in Semenanjung already more than 2 years. Second question to China is when, who, where, what on a coal mine, please.
Thank you very much again. Very excellent question. Very intriguing indeed. I really had to think a lot up here. Okay. I agree with you. I think the keyword here is precaution. I think that's the stress. It's not doing it, it's precaution. I think that is what we have been doing here for the number of years that we have planned for this project. And I think throughout the presentation, we have made specific reference to certain authority even in Sabah. It is not like imposing something of Semenanjung into Sabah. We have been respecting all the what should I say, the requirements, the needs of Sabah. Yeah? And by building this power station also, again, it's not a choice of us doing it. It's a requirement by Sabah. Yeah? So I totally agree with you. we need to be precautious in our approach, and wherever we need to consult any authority in Sabah for further clarification, we'll do it. It is not a big hindrance to us. And the fact that we come here today to talk to everyone, bercakap dengan tuan-tuan, puan-puan dekat sini, menunjukkan betapa kata orang tu, kalau saya gunakan bahasa ini, sujudnya kami kepada kehendak Sabah. It's not like bulldozing any decision here. Okay, that's my first response to the question. On the second question about coal suppliers dan sebagainya, that information, of course, I would not like to discuss in an open forum like this, for various reasons, especially on business happening. But we can always have a discussion in our place, where through proper channel we can disclose the information. It's no harm. As I mentioned, it's more of a business consideration, commercial consideration. Not because we have anything to hide. Or for that matter, as I mentioned, we have a very good relationship with the Ministry of Kerajaan Indonesia. Any reference to them can be made because the story will remain the same. Tak ada masalah.
Okay. Now, maybe the fourth question to Encik Ahmad Faraina on the low NOx burner, whether it's mentioning on DIA or not, and also the most stringent DOA standard for Sabah. Please, Encik Ahmad.
Okay, I will go to the low NOx burner first. Untuk pemakaian low NOx burner dalam kita punya executive summary, NOx reduction dalam executive summary Surat 7, clause C, NOx reduction, kita ada beritahu situ, low NOx burner will be used. Okay, that's on low NOx burner. Okay, yes.
Okay, I've gone through the DIA, all 10 inches of it, and the executive summary mentions that there will be sulfur emission, NOx emission, all those will be looked after. But in the DIA, the specifications of the parts are not disclosed. And for us to look at the efficiency of the whole coal plant, you need to look at the specifications of the parts. No mention of burners were mentioned. The loss of energy within different sections, that's not mentioned. You have the desalination plant. There's not much description about the desalination plant, how much energy will be used for the desalination plant. One of the questions that is stated in here, the FAQs, it mentions that chlorine oxide is not going to be released, but chlorine will be released. And from the hydraulic modeling, chlorine is going to be a major factor. And the whole DIA, it's done in such parts where you need to keep referring from one section to the other section to see the actual main effect of it. Thank you. Okay,
right. So we understand. I mean, we already put our commitment, put low NOx burner. So for the model for the parts, okay, this is where we can, this is where the comments come from the public, and we will furnish what is the model or the parts of the low NOx burner. And on the on the 65-35%, okay. So as mentioned earlier, was 60%, 40%, whereby 40% is for the Sabah state in the earlier RFP, and subsequently it was reduced. Okay, anyhow, there is a long discussion between the Sabah state with the EPU. Now the amount is 65% Tenaga Nasional and 35% Sabah state. Okay. 35% Sabah state, and this been agreed by the Sabah state government. So on the PM10 and PM2.5, okay, under the air dissipation modeling, we are looking at Malaysian air quality standard.